What is up, guys? It's Dan the Man, and today I'm back with round 3 of Chess Zone's August Melee Tournament I played yesterday. And going into round 3, I have a score of 1 out of 2. We lost in round 2 against Brad Lathrop, so he got his much-needed revenge, judging by the match, and that probably felt like really good for him. And yeah, so we lose against Brad. You can only win so much. And in round 3, we're paired against Jairaj Desai. And he's been on the channel, I think, once or twice. I think I won against him last time. And it's been a while since we've played. And I don't really remember what his openings are. I think in the last game I played, I was with the white pieces. And so this time, he had the white pieces. And guys, this game was just one of those games that can tilt you. Because the opening, this is like the weirdest opening you're going to see. Both of us were not knowing what we were doing. And it goes to show that even though, like, the opening, someone can play, like, a really offbeat sideline or set of moves, if you don't know how to, punish it in the right way or whatever, you can go down as well. So I end up obtaining a winning position out of the early opening, or late opening, rather. And I play the first few moves correctly, but then I fall apart, and you're just going to see, like, this game is pretty tilting to record and recap. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. And hopefully you learn not to do what I did. So Jairaj has the white pieces, and I guess he's an English player, and he played the move c4. And I traditionally go e5 in these setups, sort of like a reverse Sicilian. He goes with knight c3, knight f6, and here we go into a 4 knights English. And here he goes with g3, which is a very characteristic move of the English. A lot of times he fianchetto on g2. I go with d5, he takes, I take, and he goes with bishop g2. And I don't really know the English too well, and I thought this move was kind of a mistake because my thought process was I take this knight and then push the knight back with e4. And if you look carefully, the knight has to pretty much go back to g1. I guess d4 is possible, but then I'd get the pawn back, or I'd win a pawn, rather. But I was oblivious to the fact that this isn't theory, and already, even though the knight does go back to g1, this is totally fine for white, and in fact, white already has a pleasant position because this pawn is a little bit overextended, and I did not play this in the right way. So, to you English players, I guess I should have just played a simple move like maybe bishop e6. Let's see, bishop e6. Yeah, next time I'll play bishop e6 or something. Or maybe not even play e5. I'll go with like knight f6. Or, yeah, Engine says knight b6. Yeah, stuff like that. So this is not the right idea. And I already get into a worse position out of the opening simply because I did not know the theory and the idea of the setup. So I try to defend with queen d5. And, yeah, white's still having a better position if they play queen a4, just punishing me again, attacking the pawn because it's a bit overextended. But Jairaj plays the more natural d3, which I thought he was going to play, which happened. And this looks more natural because you're opening the path for the bishop, and also you're just adding pressure to the pawn that's now pinned. Here I defend with bishop to f5, so he's misplaying this a bit, and now it's closer to equal. And now Jairaj plays the move queen a4, and I thought, I'm already kind of cooked because this pawn is pretty much going to be lost. There's 3 attackers, and there's not really an easy way to add another defender. So, but then I eventually come up with the best move, which is queen c5, counterattacking his c-pawn, and also next move preparing to take on d3 once he defends. So like after bishop d2 or something, I just take on d3, and we would be in a good position. But here, Jairaj makes a mistake that puts me in the driver's seat. And he plays the move queen c2. And out of move 11, I already have a crushing position out of the opening. So, yeah, this English, I'm sure he's well-versed in normal English moves, but against my sort of offbeat move, he didn't know what to do or whatever. And we were both confusing ourselves in this game. So right now, I'm totally winning if I take on d3, which is what happens. That was my whole point. And after he takes back, the best move is queenside castles, but I also could have played this fancy move knight b4, and the point is that I'm hitting the pawn on d3 again. This pawn's pinned, so because the queen's behind it, and yeah, this pawn's just really is a serious liability for white. So if they like move the queen somewhere like d1, then I'm just gonna take on d3 with check and be really happy. If they go queen a4 check, I'll go b5. Wow. And if even though it looks like the knight is hanging, wow, you have queen e5 check, and this queen is going to become 1 on the next move because this bishop opens up, and this bishop controls e4. Wow, I did not even see that. So the engine says after queen e2 to block like that, and even though it looks like you hang the knight, you have queen c3. Oh my. So yeah, I could have been totally cooking if I had played knight b4. Funny thing is I played a move later, but it's not as potent, not as strong as before. But my move isn't terrible. I play queenside castles, which actually the engine juggles knight b4 and queenside castles as the best move. So I'm actually kind of happy I played this, but knight b4 would have been way more stylish, but this is still great. So queenside castles, the obvious point, I'm just adding more pressure to d3, and it's really hard for him to unravel here. So here he plays the move bishop to e3, and what pains me the most is that I was considering the best move, but it looked kind of plain. The best move is to take this pawn and just go into the endgame where you kind of liquidate everything, and black's up a pawn, and you can focus your next moves on attacking the king. Like, I saw that I could win a pawn and transition into this, but I was trying to look for more of a powerful bite in his position. And in hindsight, I definitely should have taken on d3, because, you know, a pawn is still a pawn. It's not, even though you're winning only a pawn, it's still going to become very valuable long term. But here I play knight b4, and I thought here I was very smart, because if he takes my queen, I take his queen with check, and I hit the rook, and I'm also threatening knight d3 with a check, so he has to address that as well. So I thought I was really smart here, simply because I'm just adding more pressure in. But again, I should have played the simple move, which, yeah, so he plays the move queen b3, and here I actually have to be quite careful. And next move, I actually make a blunder. So the best move here is queen b5, and it looks like you're hanging the knight, but white's king is remarkably weak. So if they take this knight, you slam in with your bishop, with bishop takes b4 check. And if they go to the d file, you get a fork with rook takes d3 check. If they go to f1, which is what the Stockfish is saying, you play rook takes d3, and who cares if you're down a piece? The white king is in total shambles here. The queen is hit, and you're just going to obliterate white, basically. So it's totally over. But I don't know. So I missed that, and yeah, this is why this game is kind of tilting. I play my idea, which is taking on d3 with check, and in this move alone, I'm already going from totally winning to being totally, not totally, but like way worse. And the point is that after king f1, I realized that I'm in trouble, because my queen is still hanging, but because he played queen b3, this pawn on b7 is under fire, and there's no way for me to move my queen anywhere to defend. So I obviously have to save my queen here. That's more important. I'm at least thankful that queen b7 isn't checkmate, and I can at least run to d7 or something. But yeah, the best square for the queen is here, and yeah, it's only +1, which is kind of interesting. So if queen b7, king here, yeah, actually white's position's totally fine. Black's position's actually kind of okay. And if they play bishop takes, and then here, oh, the idea is that you keep this bishop defended. Wow. Bishop e7. Okay, and even though black's still cooked, kind of, they're probably going to go on to lose, I played a much worse move, which is queen d6. Like, this whole previous continuation kind of tilted me, and I just started to play bad moves. So queen d6, I just have to pick somewhere to move. But he takes this pawn with the bishop, way stronger. King d7, king b8 looked pretty bad. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, the point of queen a5 is to keep this guy defended. So queen f7, he wins a full piece. My king is in shambles. And I'm just sitting there confused. Like, I thought we were going to win this game out of the get-go. How did the tables turn like this? So I'm just sitting there, like, perplexed and tilted at the same time. Like, he goes with rook d1, and it's just very easy to win. Gonna kind of fast forward here. We trade the queens off. He's just up a piece. I try to trick him a little bit. Distant hope of rook takes f2 checkmate. So I try to I was gonna mention something else. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, I was wanting to go bishop here, but the problem with that is that that's not actually checkmate because the knight moved. So there's that idea. So I tried to do it this way with bishop c5, but that doesn't really do anything. So because he just takes, and even though this bishop's hit and the rook's hit, he first trades and plays knight d4 check. And yeah, I pretty much go on to lose because he's just up a piece and a pawn. Yeah, so not really an explanation. And here, I just try to fight on him a little bit. I go with knight c2, threatening a fork. He goes with rook d2, and here he actually gasped a little bit. Like, he thought that he had blundered into a draw. And he's actually so lucky that this doesn't blunder. He was really close to blundering a piece. And he actually thought he had blundered at first, but then as he let go, he realized that he's actually safe and breathed a sigh of relief. And this is why. Because after knight e1 check, forking the king and the bishop, the thing is that after king f1, I actually can't take because this rook is hanging on b2. It's undefended. And if I were to take the rook first, the knight would take back and also defend the bishop on d2, on f3, which is very unfortunate for me. I thought he had actually slipped and let me get back, but he didn't, which was a stroke of luck because that move can get you shook. And here I go with rook b1. I'm trying to play on, but he just forces the issue, trades the rooks off. Still down a piece and a pawn. Keep going. And eventually, I resign right here because my knight is totally dominated. I can't move anywhere. Only safe square is g6, and then in which case he'll just take it and promote and win, and etc. So, yeah, this game was just not it. This game was pretty bad quality. Even though, yeah, Stockfish says I played at 84.8, like, I don't think I deserve that high of an accuracy. He played at 90.6. So, yeah, more of the story here is that rush up on your opening theory and maybe try a weird sideline or two and see how the opponent can respond to that. And if they can't punish it, then both of y'all are confused, and it's only a matter of time before one of you guys makes the last mistake. So, I don't know. That was the weirdest English opening I've ever seen. Usually English openings are not that crazy because both of us play traditional moves, and it just goes on to be a normal game. But both of us did not know what we were doing this game, especially me, because I totally threw away a winning opening position, which wasn't great at all. So, yeah, this wasn't good. I should probably study the English more. But, yeah, if you guys like this, let me know in the comments. And be sure to post the last game soon. I'm not having a good tournament so far. Was projected to lose like 30-ish points because of these two back-to-back losses, so it wasn't great. And, yeah, stick around for the last game. And, yeah, have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.